Okay. It should be live. Let me check real quick. Okay, yes. I'm officially live. Okay. Still waiting for it to be announced on the Discord channel. I should probably make some kind of countdown to show at the beginning for like 10 minutes or 5 minutes so I can have people join. But this is something you do when you're going pro. I see 5 people on chat. Hello to all those who are in chat right now. Okay. So while we wait, I will just go on working a little bit. Hello, John Lu. Let me check what I have to do today. Okay. I'm ready to do things. Hello. Hello, children. Hello, everyone. If I manage to become an affiliate, I for sure will start using some kind of tool. Thank you. Okay. Strange. My Discord bot has not yet announced this stream. This is really weird. Usually when it does, you should do it quickly. Usually it does it quickly. Oh, in 3 minutes. Maybe it's a bit late. Sometimes Discord bots are late. Okay. I'm going to work on terrain today. I'm going to polish all this terrain here, especially texture wise. So let me do that. Let me work on this. Okay. What have you bought? You can write it in Italian because I'm not sure what you mean. Howard. It's not written like that. I will write in chat how it's written. That's how it's written. Hello to everyone in chat. Hate people. Hate people in chat. And my Discord bot is not announcing it. Come on. Come on, Discord bot. Wake you up. Because of course my entire Discord has not been notified yet of this stream. Why are you doing that to me, Discord bot? There is not much space here. This is quite difficult to do without looking weird. Let me see if I can manage to do. Okay, this is now much better. And I think I have to do this here. Okay. Can I place here? Okay, and okay. This looks nice. Hi there, Lejean. Do you have any idea why my Discord bot is not working? You know, my Discord bot has not announced this stream yet. This is weird. It usually does in a few minutes. Maybe it's a bit busy today. I'm using MEE6 bot, so I don't want to announce it manually, because I'm sure if I do, it will announce right after I do. Maybe it's just busy, who knows. I will be just working on terrain and with a focus on doodads today, and just like that. Not doing anything different than last time, just refining stuff here and there and improving, making all this terrain. Yesterday I finished that. I have to recolor this and remove the webs to improve their blending with the environment, and then I am... You see an announcement. It was for... It was on Twitter, but not on Twitter. Oh yeah, it did right now. It did right now. Now it announced it. Elejon. The announcement you saw was the one from Twitter. You see, I automate everything in order not to do things myself. As some of my students can say to you that here in chat, by being a computer science teacher, let the machine do the dumb work. Sometimes the machine doesn't. And so you're here saying, why the hell is no one joining? Well, the hell. Yeah, now the announcement came. It's like that. Well. Okay, so no, so ugly. Okay, this is a bit better, okay. You want to give a sense of the flow of the terrain, okay? The terrain is flowing towards this direction because this is the path you want your ears to follow. So you need to make sure the ice looks good while also giving you the idea of the flow of the terrain. It's not it's not always easy with the tile system because you have boundaries. You have not to show boundaries. If you do something like that, something like that, this is ugly beyond relief. You don't want this. You never want to do this. Okay, this is ugly beyond relief. You always want to make it natural. So now I see 13 people. Hey guys, make sure to say hello in chat. And of course, any idea for this amazing terrain is welcomed. We could maybe make a path with a bit less ice. Let's see. Just a bit of ice here, like that. No, like this. Don't like this. Even only like that. Then we place one of these, and then I can't even place more than one. Looks nice enough. Okay. Then let me see. We have to design all of that area. Hello, Lil Munsta. Lil Munsta, is that your name? If I pronounce it correctly? Yes and no. I mean, sometimes I can use World of Warcraft lore when possible. For example, cities like Handoral. For example, the entire design of this whole area. Okay, this is all inspired by World of Warcraft. Sometimes I can't because I have space limitations. I have a bit of problems in designing an RTS map using a system from the game, from a different game genre. So not everything. When I can't take inspiration from World of Warcraft, I usually try to imitate a bit the original Warcraft 3. This is the point. At least my maps should be nice to look at. This is one of the most important things. I think Reforged thrives in looks, and we need to make it look good. And it can look really good, of course, but you have to use it correctly. It's impossible to port all World of Warcraft maps here. For example, you even have some problems like the size. In World of Warcraft, the world is very small. Here the world has to be a bit bigger because it's an RTS. Okay. Good evening, Disco Commandos. Good evening. Welcome back to the stream. Today I'm very tired. I worked this morning, all morning, then all afternoon. I must say I'm very, very tired. But luckily I'm going to work on terrain, and terrain is not so heavy on my mind. Okay. Nah, this doesn't look good. Okay. Yes, of course it was a good day, but tiring. Tiring for my voice, tiring for everything. Also this thank you, Lil Musta. I'm not the first, and I am sure I will not be the last one to do so. It's just that maybe I'm the first doing it in this new engine, which is much better than the previous one, the classic one, from a graphic standpoint. Hello Dagren, welcome in chat. Hopefully today is the day I will ask, or tomorrow, it depends on Twitch, I will ask to become an affiliate. You can imagine? Incredible milestone for me. I would have never expected, especially considering the kind of content that I do. I make, sorry. Do is not the correct term. Because when people told me, my girlfriend especially told me, hey, you have to stream. You should not only develop maps and have a Patreon, you should also stream. I told her, darling, who would ever watch someone develop a map? Isn't it boring? And it turned out that, oh, okay, it's not Apex Legends, but it's not that boring. At least, not always, I hope. Prime subscription ready for your channel. Thank you, Disco Commandos. I really appreciate any Prime subscription. Let's take money from Amazon and give it back to Amazon, but also a bit to me. Thank you, Dagran. I really appreciate that. Yes, I can gain some euros from it. I mean, not much, especially compared to the Patreon, but as a side thing, I think it's worth it, because if I grow my audience a little bit, then these are all free, okay? People is not really paying for it, so it's much easier to support where you're not paying your own hard-earned money for some stuff. The map of the Forsaken and Blood Elves in Blood Elves. I'm... What you mean, Lil Moonstar? What are you talking about, specifically? Because from what you wrote, I'm not really understanding. Which map are you referring to? It's a custom campaign? Or made by someone else? Or is... Yes, Disco Commando. Donations will also be available, but I have to understand how it works first. Patreon will remain my main platform, because it's only on Patreon that I will share dev diaries, okay? And dev diaries are very important. Some information I do not speak here, or, well, probably you can, if you follow all streams, you get basically everything about what I'm doing, but in a dev diary it's written in a very specific way. It's written easy to understand, and it's linked with a beta map, so it's much easier to use, okay, even if you have to wait for them. I'm planning to share my dev diary a bit more somewhere, I don't know, like Reddit. I have to set up an automation. I have to spend around $200 per year, more than 250 euros per year, in order to get Zapier, written Z-A-P-I-E-R, and it's a tool to automate everything. It's just for small businesses, and I need automation, because if I stay on social channels, Facebook, for example, in the Facebook groups, Reddit, in the subreddits, Twitter, Discord. Well, I have no time to develop anything, so I need to make sure this is not something that I have to do, and the computer can do it in my place. And so then I can concentrate myself into making the campaign while giving everyone the social experience they deserve and that's needed for the project. Because of course, if you compare this to CSW, of course they have people always doing social stuff for them, and so this is much easier to reach more people, to grow your audience. It's stronger. Also, I think that this kind of project should try to blend into a more generalist community, which is the indie dev community. I would like to have to share this on some kind of indie dev channels, because I mean, is this not indie dev? If this is not indie dev, what is? If you're working with Unity or working with Warcraft 3 engine, depends on what you're doing, you are still basically an indie dev. So I think this might be useful. What I have in mind after Re-Reforged is ended, I don't know, living happily ever after. Maybe it will come the day when I will think about that, but I hope you understand the time required to do this, and that I don't want to think about that right now, because if you think about how much time it's like when you are doing something at the gym or at the swimming pool. No? If you are working out, if you are doing some sport, and you think about how much time you still have to do it, you become tired immediately. If you instead don't think about it, then it passes much faster. And it's the same thing here. I don't want to think of how much time I still have to do this. I love to see what I've already done and say, oh my fucking god, I did that. Okay, this is done. This part is completed. This is what I'm trying to think. Well, the Warcraft 3 custom community survived for 20 years. I think it can wait 6 years for me to finish this. Who knows? By then, Reforged might be functional. Computers should be strong enough to work with Reforged without any lag, and so everyone might enjoy the game. I would love to develop something also multiplayer, like a multiplayer version of a battle in the Warcraft lore would be awesome to make. Or making something co-op for the campaign. Some time ago I posted on the Discord asking, hey, is there anyone who want to collaborate with me to make a co-op campaign? Basically, I give you the map, my maps, and you try to make them co-op. If anyone wants, I'm open for it. Okay. It's, of course, it has to adhere to the Re-Reforged standard, but you're starting from my map, so they already adhere to the Reforged standards. Are there any missions that you think they don't need to be reworked completely? It depends it depends. Do you want to know terrain-wise, or so graphic-wise, or cinematic-wise, or gameplay-wise? Because we have very, very different answers for each one of them. Yes, there are missions whose gameplay doesn't need to be reworked. I mean, of course, something can be also always be touched in order to be made more polished. If you noticed, what makes a game AAA is just the attention to the detail. Okay, if you have the graphics as given, like in this case, what makes a AAA experience is usually the attention to the detail you get. Okay. And this is something indie devs usually cannot do because they have not the time and the resources to do. And so I usually use this principle on gameplay, not only in graphics and cinematics. That usually means that I have to make sure gameplay is always very polished. But there are some missions whose gameplay is quite right. For example, the last mission I released in beta, Dissension. Dissension is a perfect example of a mission whose gameplay I have not reworked. I have changed the position of the ships. I have changed the way the encounters are displayed, but this is more attention to detail than actual gameplay. I fleshed out the mercenaries. I made them more lore accurate, but this is not changing the gameplay. That mission was fine, gameplay-wise. Some other mission was very wrong. For example, the fourth mission of the human campaign, Andral, was so bad. That mission was one of the worst of the campaign. Of the game, I would say. For example, a mission like the one where you have to rescue, to reach the Horn of Scenarios, to wake up Malfurion, or Furion, how we want to call it, is, I think, pretty much perfect gameplay-wise. It's not a mission that needs to be reworked gameplay-wise. Some attention to detail here and there, but gameplay-wise it's fine. The following mission, it's the one where you have to change your base. While nice on paper, I think it's very boring in practice, so it needs to be reworked. Yes, I think I knew what was the exploit. I just... Well, you know, fixing exploit is not changing gameplay, it's just fixing bugs. Okay. I mean, in original Reforged and in Classic, you could attack the undeads in Stratholme and attack their bases, and of the purple base. In Re-Reforged, you can't. Let me see, what's missing here? Let's try to make a path with a bit less rocks. Okay. This path terrained quite well in the past, it seems. There's a bit too much. I want it to flow a bit better, if possible. And it is possible. If my students are still in chat, I want to give them an advice, especially those who want to work with me on the project for StarCraft 2. When you design terrain, always remember, if you are doing something that should be natural, to never be too symmetrical. If you make it too symmetrical, then you are prone to make it not good on the eyes. It's just you. Well, you are... of course, one of the students working on that, so I think you are a very good target for this message. Some boy just told me, yes, I never played the Spoon version, but I saw Jay Borino playing through it twice, and I think the Spoon version is nice, but really unpolished, because it's just let's throw stuff at people and they will have fun. And I don't think this always applies. Of course, you have to adjust the difficulty for the players, but still, maybe some gameplay should change for the players. Disco Commandos, you have seen me working on that fairly often, a lot of times right now. Can you try to judge it by yourself? What do you think? How am I? Do I plan in advance, or I do it on the fly? What do you think? waiting for the answer, but the answer is come. I think I will refrain from using dark eyes. Okay, let's improve the terrain. The Night Elf campaign, while being one of my favorites, really needs a huge rework in my opinion. And that doesn't mean that I don't like some stuff, but of course in the balance pass it needs a lot of things. I would like that mission to have more focus on you transferring your base. I should try to make it fun. If you want to focus your mission on something, that something should be fun. And it was not in that mission. It was not fun. So I have to think a lot about that, but luckily I had a lot of time. I have to say, actually, I think it depends on the work you have to do. This is true. I think this is true for everyone, but I'm more spontaneous than you think. I usually work. I usually have an idea of what I want to do. I have already an idea, and don't ask me how. Probably because I think about it a lot, even when I'm not doing it. And when I start to do it, I usually just do it. Okay, and then things come on the fly. This is true for many things, but it requires some kind of don't know, experience, probably. Okay, it's probably a matter of experience. It's not that I can do everything on the fly, of course, but if I need to code a trigger, I usually already know what I want to do, and so I just do it. And if you ask me how do you know already, it's me. I mean, I have experience and I know what I want to get. Sometimes it happened that I didn't know. I just wanted to do something cool. I have a very vague idea, but I was not really sure about the implementation, especially on what I should have done. And this is an example of the first human mission, the boss battle at Strambrat. This was very hard to find the right balance because I was not really sure what I wanted to do until I did it. It's just the way I think. I notice things and so I fix all the things that I don't like. This is basically it. I see something, I say, this is not perfect, in my opinion, and so I fix it. And rinse and repeat until I think, this is good, and then it usually is good also for others. I mean, usually, not always, but it usually happens. For the terrain, for example. Terrain is a big example. I think no one criticized my terrain. No one I can think of in any of the reviews I've received, feedbacks, reviews, critiques about gameplay, whatever, but none about the terrain. And this is because I think the terrain is quite good. And very important, I always want to have the terrain feel Warcraft 3, okay, because you can make the terrain like Quenching Mod did, using a lot of custom assets, and it's no longer Warcraft 3. It doesn't look like it anymore. I want it to look like Warcraft 3, but be as good as a modern AAA game, and I think it's possible. But you have to, of course, practice a lot and have a lot of attention to the detail. You know, a mission that did have the same exact idea of that Night Elf mission was the StarCraft mission, where you are introduced to Banshees in Wings of Liberty, where you had that solar flare following you and forcing you to change your base. I think that was a better implementation because it forced you to move, something that Warcraft does not, because it doesn't, and then it also make it very obvious what you have to do. In Warcraft 3 mission, this does not happen, and I think it's much worse because of that. And I will probably try to take inspiration from that StarCraft 2 mission if possible. And like we could think of something, for example, undeads attacking from behind, that they are unstoppable. I have to think of it and how it's possible to make it, but we have time, so who knows what will be possible by then. Okay, let's make this ramp a bit more interesting. I like to avoid this horrible edge. It's not easy. I think we can do it if we work hard enough. Okay, it's a bit better now. Okay. A bit too much, maybe. Okay. What kind of enemies do you think are brave heroes? Because we will only be using Arthas Emerald in here. Should encounter on this path. What do you think are the most appropriate enemies? Because more undead, I think it's not. It's both boring, so something to spice that up. Any idea? Would really like to know, because I would like something lore friendly that makes people say, "Ha, that's really cool." Yeah. Evil penguins. That's as lore friendly. What, this is really Blizzard like. I mean, Infernal. Why an Infernal? I even removed him from Mal'Ganis. Why should I place an Infernal here? Isn't an Infernal something that the Legion still has to spawn at this point in time? And they passed through the gateway to reach this area. It seems quite unlikely. I removed it from Mal'Ganis, yes. I didn't like it on Mal'Ganis. I prefer to make Mal'Ganis stronger. Yes, there is the gateway here. I have to place it. Yes, of course, I will of course use undead and wolves like in the original. But I was asking if there is any idea for something additional, lore friendly, something nice. I will place also some revenants, because as you know, I decided not to have our big guardian be completely alone in the world, okay? It's not an alone guy. Possessed humans. That's a nice idea. But how would the humans get there before Arthas? Is the Frostmoon Caves some place that adventurers are supposed to have reached in the past? Because if that's the case, if people are supposed to have walked this area, yes, but my question is, does it make sense that adventurers pass this way? It's pretty accessible in Dragonblight, so probably. Well, not northern people. I think like adventurers or stuff like that. I can have some very nice encounters. That's the way. Do we have any track record of lost adventurers that we know from the lore that might have died here? Because we could have some kind of heroes to fight against. It would be amazing to have some kind of possessed heroes living here. I would like to not use vehicles because we already have, they are sleeping at the time, and we have already the trappers who look a bit too much like vehicles, so I don't want to really spam these guys everywhere because of that. That is the reason, nothing else. Not that I'm against them, but thank you, Alejon. I really appreciate. I think it would be really cool to have. I can ask Smegmastico to make a very small edit, so some kinds of default hero, and then have this hero like possessed by a ghost, and we can like find this hero or ranged with all the ghosts spawning around him, and you fight against this hero and the ghosts with your two heroes, and it could be really cool. In addition to, of course, the usual undeads and the revenants and the wolves. Or some undeads. Our novel guy strikes again. Wait, I'll check the novel. How many times I've I watched Dragon writing this to me. Wait, I'm going to watch the novel. I would like to not include Nerubians here. This is on purpose, because Nerubians are losing territory. This territory is of course undead, if not by the Scourge, still Revenant undead, and so Nerubians should not be here. This is not the place for Nerubians. This is a deliberate choice of mine. In this case, something that I planned. This guy commanded. Hello there. Is there anyone? I had a connection problem. Sorry guys. Is there anyone? I had the connection failing for like 1 minute for some reason. Back. Sorry. It's not my fault. It was the Wi-Fi that for some reason failed for like 1 minute, and then it kicked me out of OBS and out of everything. Let me know. Hope you're back. Sorry guys. This was unexpected. Never happened before. Sometimes it happens that the connection go down for like 1 minute, but it never happened on stream. You didn't lose much. Still waiting for Dagran to check the novel. You still here, Dagran? Oh, or have we lost you? Ice trolls is a bit like Nerubians. I've already used them a bit too much. Usually when you want to design creeps or enemies, you want to have variety as much as possible. Not because there is actual big variety in fighting them, but because people think that having different enemies, well, looks different, feels different. And it's usually very important. If you think of one of the biggest criticism you can have in a game, is copy-pasted enemies. You know, many action games have this criticism. Yes, but all enemies are the same. They don't feel different, and I want to not fall into that. Dwarves as enemies. This is weird. Why dwarves? Faceless old god thingies? Oh my god. I don't know if this is our friendly Legion. I really don't know. Not saying it's not. I'm just telling you I don't know, because basically I don't even know what the old gods are. I've never played World of Warcraft, okay? So I don't really know what old gods are. I know it's some kind of new enemy they added after the game. You see, you can't propose something if Dagran is not okay with it. Ah, that is a nice idea. Some other adventurers from the Muradin group. That could be nice. Yes, this is a good idea. Like an exploratory party that got lost. It's not ever mentioned, but it's not bad. Not a bad idea. It actually makes sense. Yes, I really appreciate your ideas. Better to have 10 ideas, 1 good and 9 not good, than having like 0 ideas and there is not good ideas in 0 ideas. So I really appreciate. The mirror images is something I want to reserve for the boss battle. I want to actually have one stage of the boss battle, Muradin and Arthas fighting against themselves, exact copy of themselves, with some kind of applied ethereal thing, which make them a bit more ethereal, and the big boss using some spells in the background to attack you, like area damage spells, blizzard, stuff like that. Okay, let's do a bit this place. Now, this place is outside, so we need to remember that we don't have to use this kind of dot scheme, but we need to use more of this kind of dot scheme. Okay, so we'll start by copying all of this and look at what we placed here in the main road. We used these dots as blocks of ice, and we use this on the walls and this on the walls. We will do the same. So we start from the big things and we start placing them all around, and then rotate them to have them look nice. Sometimes the novel disappoints, Dagran. No, it's only Arthas and Muradin, so we'll go for no flying units here. I actually don't think I will give the AI frost worms in this final map. I don't want to give them also frost worms. I think the units they have are more than enough already. I think I can also, instead of copy pasting this, I can go to environment and okay, you are not here. You are in Ice Crown. That's it. There's no moment it's impossible to see more than a few feet ahead. He no longer noticed or cared in which direction he went. He's simply moving his legs as he followed more than lead. Time seemed to have no meaning. He could have been moving for minutes or days. His mind was consumed with thoughts of Frostmourne. Their salvation, Arthas knew it will be. Yes, we'll make sure to have a lot of snow. But I think this is not a problem in this, well, tile set. Snow elementals. Any idea is good. The worst thing that can happen is that I don't use that idea, and it's not something that important. I did already this in the first mission in Northrend, where you are you see the Nerubians fighting against the Scourge. I would love to not show Scourge presence here because here the area is dominated by these Revenants, which is obvious. They are enemies of the Scourge, and I made it also more obvious in Dissension, especially if you played the specific game cache. So if you made a certain choice in the previous map, and so I really don't want to have too much Scourge here. Yeah, I will not use any Magna Towers here. I already show one Magna Towers in the 7th mission in the Shores of Northrend. Imagine that here you have the away gate. This is a bit too repetitive. Okay. Bit better now. Yes. You see, this is not changing the fact that it looks Warcraft 3, but it gives the cliffs a whole another level of depth. Basically, they no longer seems like some strange artificial thing, but they flow with the environment. They seems realistic, more realistic now. Okay, this is one of the things I really like to do, is making cliffs looks good. Because often cliffs looks really bad. Yes, of course, I will add some wildlife, this is for sure. So I will go wild with wildlife. And then revenants, some possessed thing, because I really like it. Even some dwarves could be nice, or an hero, we will see. Ghosts, some undeads, and the undeads will be clustered with the revenants. So we show that the revenants can turn the undeads, and this is, they can like raise skeletons and stuff like that. No, 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 no. I really don't want to do that because I really want this section to be hero only, while the other section will be macro only with only units. So this is very important to me, that here you can't control any unit whatsoever, under any circumstance. Okay. Hello Flynn, welcome to the chat. A bit later than usual today. Yeah, Legion, there was northern humans, like trappers. So probably that was another settlement. "11 minutes late." Actually, I started the stream 1 hour ago. Ah, okay, I know why you think it's 11 minutes late. Because the stream, I had a connection problem, so the stream went down for like 1 minute. So it's actually 1 hour we are here. Yes, but you have to understand one thing. You don't have to make this hard to play, okay? I agree with something darker, but you need to be able to play it, okay? I agree, this is very, very bright. I can make this less bright, no problem, but we need to make sure it's not too difficult to read, okay? Because you still have to play, it's a boss fight, so I don't want it to be too hard. So don't expect something like survival horror. Yes, I will try to make something as dark as I can. It is something I will for sure try to do. If I managed. Okay. Yeah, Twitch, you bastard. What can we say? What can we say? Connection, you bastard. Wi-Fi, you bastard. This is the real problem. I have a very good connection, but sometimes the Wi-Fi goes down for like 1 minute. It's very rare, but sometimes it happens. I don't know if some kind of scheduled maintenance the service provider does, and so it's nothing I can do about it. I suspect that's the reason, because they say, well, 1 minute off, what? Who will ever die? And then I was streaming, and so sad, really sad. You don't want to stay in a good position, don't you? Can we find a good position for you too? Yeah, that is nice. Yeah, but you know, we are in Italy. And in Italy, games is for kids and streams is for... What is streaming? What you mean? Especially with older people, of course. No, but it's the most old people in the world after Japan. We have a huge percentage of old people here. We live quite long. Okay, this is positive, but and we have a very low birth rate because youngs don't get their jobs until after they have like 30, 40 years, and jobs are not so paid enough to have children and the house and everything, and so you make children late, and then you make less children, and then everyone age up, they live long, and so this is the issue. Nice, thank you, Lejean. Merci beaucoup, Lejean. Yeah, indeed. So we need to add Scarlet Crusaders. Okay, that makes sense. Let's make it 1-1 with WoW. Well, guys, where is the jailer? I want a custom jailer model and change Mal'Ganis with the jailer. Like having Mal'Ganis speak and the jailer watching from behind. Can't you stay in a good place? Can't you? I know you wasn't suggesting it. I was joking. Instead of showing him dying with all the cinematic angle, I will show the small visual effect for the stun animation in in Warcraft 3 on his head to show it just stunned. Mais y a rien. Okay. Oh, guys, this is boring. Really boring to do. I mean, I like to stay here and speak with you. It's much less boring than do this by myself. But it's boring nonetheless because of these blocks. And they are important. Never think something like that is not important. Something like that is the detail people notice but don't know to know they've noticed. So it's fundamental to the goal of this project. Wow, it's big and fat. Can we find a better place for this poor guy? Need a better place. And you? What about you? Let's see if we can find something. No, this is not good. Where are them? Maybe in Northrend. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, will be neat. Like Lego Rock Rider golems. Has anyone played the Lego Rock Rider? It's a very old game. Early 90s. Do you like the Crystal, Flynn? I am not sure it fits here. It's not that crystal from Ice Crown. Correct me if I'm wrong, of course. Yes, but we don't have ice golems, Dagran. And I don't think it's really worth to have Smegmastico make them for this. Didn't hear about such a game. It was a really great game. From a lot of time ago. Another time. It had... you played? I played it on PC. I never managed to finish the game. I always arrived to the penultimate level and never won it. It was freaking hard. A game, a nightmare of a game. And it was advertised to children. It was for children, and it was really fun. I mean, a deep strategy game for children with Legos dying because they had not enough air. I mean, for children, you have Lego die because they don't have enough air. And it was hard as fuck. I mean, one of the hardest games I ever played. I could play Warcraft 2, StarCraft, but I couldn't finish Lego Rock Raider. It's incredible, but it's true. It's incredibly true. My god. I loved that game when I was a child. I really loved it. And the Italian translation was, the localization was awesome. Still remember when you mouse over the soft terrain, it said Derecho. It became a meme at my house with my father. Watching me playing, and always when I started playing, it told me Derecho. It will be awesome to be able to replay that game, just that I think it could basically work with modern system right now, but it could be really, really nice to play with it after so many years. Okay. Let's go back to the environment. Let's add some snowy rocks, even there. You usually want rocks to match a bit the terrain. It's not easy to match with these cliffs, because of course these cliffs are made of ice, the rocks are made of rocks, but if you do something like that, it might work. Okay, it can be just add a bit. You have not to use them too much. Not like this. This I can use. Snow golems could be white mud golems. It's true. You mean recoloring them? I can't recolor them white. You mean different texture. Could it be used a ghost taking the form of their enemies or friends? Obviously it's aspire like ghosts. For what? Somebody. Can you call you somebody? Taking the form of the... okay, I understand what you mean. Instead of mirroring them. You say like fighting Uther. The problem is we are attached to Arthas, so I could make something like Jaina and Uther, of course, but we are not attached to Muradin, so we would need... I think the mirror works better from a flow standpoint Otherwise, I would like probably to add someone who we don't know about, which is for Muradin. It's possible. I think the mirror can work better. I can say you why, because I can't say you why, because there is no actual reason, it's more of a sensation. I think the mirror works better, but of course it's possible too. Yes, this is a bit of the inspiration. I think it's fitting with a theme to have them be mirror of themselves, ghost mirror of themselves. But it's not a bad idea either. I mean, it's both are really valid ideas. Yes, I think it's from earlier in the stream. Basically, we will have a big boss fight with the Guardian. Okay, so he will fight against you and so forth. But what I want to do is to have a phase in this battle where you have Muradin and Arthas be mirrored, basically magically mirrored, like ghosts, and they fight against themselves as spawn of the Guardian. One of the things I want to do with this boss fight is having all phases different. So like I think I will go for like 4 phases. The first phase is just fighting. The second phase could be this mirror thing. The third phase could be you run away from he who is dropping something or exploding something. And then you have the fourth phase where you fight him again. He's no longer invulnerable again. And you then win. This is what I would like to do. Mammoth, Frostmist, yes, wildlife. You are seeing wildlife, yes. So we have the wildlife, yes. Yes, Mammoth is included in the wildlife. Okay, I will see if I can find a good position for them. But yes, I already included them in the session. You can play against them in the session. It depends on what happens in the previous map, but it's possible. I really have to ask, how can you like World of Warcraft? Is beyond me. In general, how can you like any more massive multiplayer online game? Isn't it the most anti-immersive thing you can ever play? And one of the most boring. You spend a lot of time killing creeps and mobs. It's like creeping in Warcraft 3, but that's basically 90% of all you do. Yes, the question is more what you like about it, because I tried some more Morg, like I tried Neverwinter for a short while, but I really couldn't stand the gameplay. And it's very standard, the very standard parts of the gameplay. Basically all the parts where you have these quests which are not personal, there is no real narrative, there are no cinematics. To what question? this question I did about World of Warcraft. Yes, but it's not like Dragon Age, for example. If I want to play an RPG, I play Dragon Age, I play Mass Effect. I like this kind of RPG. Even Dragon Age Inquisition has a bit too many fetch quests for my likings. And all of that things. Speak with these people, listen to something, update the quest journal, go there, slash mobs, go back to the purple, get reward, rinse and repeat. Isn't this a bit dull, a bit boring after a while? I'm asking because a lot of people like this kind of games, and I am usually really I have problems understanding it. Like when I love any battle in Mass Effect 2 or 3, for example. Like you enter this space, it's custom, you fight a very intensive battle which is script, and then you go for another mission, and all have their own narrative. I really like that. For example, I find also Mass Effect 1 to be very, very boring. The fighting, all the same rinse and repeat assets in the world, so boring. I dislike it a lot. You want to know what happened about after Warcraft 3, and you and you and you found everything and the contrary of everything. Okay. Yes, I think we have done quite a bit. We are really, it's really coming up nicely. It's almost done. This area is a bit barren. So of course it's barren, it's frozen, so you don't have too much stuff when it's frozen. I would like to add, before finishing all this, which is very repetitive, you know now how I do it, I would like to add something that I really like, which is some bones. I think bones here and there, and this ice floating. I will add also a bit of this ice floating and these bones here and there, so you can see me also doing that. Ice floating. Okay, because it's in the water. I changed the color, removed the animation in order to look acceptable in this situation. Let me place a bit here and there. Yes, it's just that I probably prefer my games tight. I also dislike huge open worlds, like Skyrim. I like the mods, but I didn't like the core gameplay of Skyrim. It was too big, it's not focused. It's not a focused experience. I want a focused experience. Otherwise, I can just go playing a sandbox like Stellaris if I want to play something free. Yes. Of course, these are not to remain like that. I placed a bit of them. If I don't pay attention, I will place all of them. I don't want to do that right now, so let me just show you how you get some additional decorations in the snow. Like that. Not intrusive. It can be some block of ice, some frozen snow. like that. A bit too inclined. I don't want it to be so. I have to move it. Let me see if I can find a good place for it. Better. This has to be done by hand. It's a bit boring, but it's nice because it's very creative. You can kit bash these things together and get something they are not designed for. Okay. It's weird how this these blocks became something like that. A very, very small detail. We can maybe place a bit more here. Okay. Come on here, you. Come on, come on. Okay. And then you want some here. No, don't move you. Okay, perfect. I don't even like the fact that it's to bridge with the eyes. Like that, not over the eyes. Do you guys think I should make some kind of initial start countdown? And I don't know how to do it. I think I should maybe add some kind of integration or some kind of overlay, like if you want to have some graphics on the channel. Yes, for the streams, which also get reflected in the VODs. Also, if you don't like the sound or something, please let me know, because I want to make it the best I can. I really enjoy doing this live. It's helpful, it's fun, especially when I have to do less stressful things like this. Okay, so I look into it. For the integrations, do you want to see something specific, like a widget from Discord, or the something like Twitter news feed? I can add stuff like that. Nothing big, just to add something. If you think it's cool, if you think it's not cool, it's less thing to do. It's a bit too inclined here. Much better here. Okay, and this is already good. Perfect. You see, this is how we get to add additional decorations. Okay, I will look into it. Hopefully I should have a full system, a full automated social system by when the human campaign is fully released, and then we hope to increase a bit the size of the community for what we can, or at least reignite a bit the interest, because of course people will stream it, will play it, so we get a bit of more audience. I'm trying to see if I can do something on release date with designer Dave. I would love to. We need to see if we can manage to do something on release date or very shortly after, like playing it on stream. You will play the entire campaign in that case, because it will be fully released, so it will be really nice. Also, Giant Grand Games should play it when it's fully released, the human campaign. If you don't know, Giant Grand Games is a very big in the StarCraft 2 community, and is one of the best rallies for paid modders. He actually pays some modders, so he have a huge followers of people who want to support mods. usually for StarCraft 2, but hey, who knows? Okay, I will add also some bones before I will say you good night. So I think we will stay here for 5-10 minutes more. Come on, go down. I don't like you. Yes. He's also a very good player. Okay. Let's now go for... Let me save, because it's a ton of time I'm not saving. It would be really bad if a power shortage will kill everything now. Yes, I already contacted him. He told me he will showcase my work once the human campaign is completed. I don't want to play incomplete works, he told me. Then he proceeds to play incomplete works, but that's not me to judge. So we go to props, and where are you? I need to find the bones. Oh my god, bones. These are the bones in Northrend. What did he play? He played really unfinished custom campaign for StarCraft 2, which is Azeroth Reborn, which is basically Warcraft 3 in the StarCraft 2 engine, which is a very nice idea, I have to say. So it's not something that I dislike. It's not Warcraft 3, can't be Warcraft 3, but it's still a very nice idea. And but it's not complete, so it's not true he's playing only complete stuff. Like we could have this, like this bond coming out of this place, and then we can add some more rocks, like not too big here, just to complement a bit these. Let me see, something like that. Bones are really nice. I think this is a very ugly model. What do you think it should represent in the lore? What the fuck is this? I mean, it's not an ogre because it's too big. What is it supposed to be? What kind of giant creature is this supposed to be? Very cool. But aren't they big as tall humans? Aren't them like, I don't know, NBA basketball team just on steroids? Are they literal giants? There are giants in Northrend. Nice to know. This is new to me. So there are giants. I'll tell you where you are. Bronze dragons. The one that spit acid. What do they spit? He made a model. Let me check. Is an Hive. I will check 1 second. Undead Araj the Summoner. Uther God. What the hell is this? Is not uploaded. Let me see giant. Let me see if we can find a giant. I think we don't have a giant here. So let's check the Discord. Let's see if we can find something. Let's see. Oh yeah, I see it. That is. I don't know, it seems like a very very tall Obelix from Asterix and Obelix. It's really weird. Are they supposed to look like that in the lore? Because are they alive now in this time? Because it could be interesting to... they are not alive at this time, Dagran. Because it could be nice to have. They're all asleep. They are all asleep. So we can't add them. Now I have... Where do they sleep? They have some kind of specific place where they sleep? Because I had an amazing idea, but I need to know if it's lore friendly. I need to know where they sleep. If I know where they sleep, I can do something nice, I think. List of giants. Because I know, I mean, we have this place, this space here. Of course I can just increase a bit this, remove this fog here, remove the boundary here, is not a problem. And I could place here something like a giant sleeping here, with a small camp of something like that. If it's some kind of decorations around, it should have. We could do something like that, something immortal. You come here and you see it. I mean, if you don't come here, you not even see it, and it could be nice. And maybe I can make place some schools of giants all year round, like to showcase that we are approaching him. That could be nice. Don't know, just an idea for an Easter egg. It's basically an Easter egg. This is how we include lore from World of Warcraft, like Easter eggs. Okay, guys. Don't know. Let me know if this is. Let me know if this idea is possible, or not. And I think for today, it's all. I thank you all for joining. I'm sorry for the delay first in the Discord bot, and then the the connection shortage, the Wi-Fi shortage. And yes, let's speak about that a bit in the Discord server. I would like to know if it's possible. It can be nice, just as a reference. If it's completely not possible, then we cannot do it. But if it's possible, I don't know. I don't need to show 10,000 giants roaming around. I just need to show one giant sleeping. So, if we can, we can show, hey, he's sleeping, and we show actually a sleeping animation. I can make. I will have our beloved Mr. Ogreman do it. Just an idea. Anyway, guys, I'm tired. Tomorrow I have to wake up very early to work, so I will say you all good night. Remember to follow. Let's hope this channel become an affiliate soon, and if you want to support on Patreon, you are welcome to do so. And well, good night, good evening, and hope you enjoyed the stream as much as I did. Have a nice day.